What's happening, guys? Dave here from Airfire Water in the Stones. Today I'm doing a special video, a video that I've been meaning to do for quite some time now. Now, going straight to the point, it's basically based around my sister and my own experience with a little thing called autism. Now, my sister has that said autism, and I just wanted to do a video that would explain and introduce you to an understanding the world of autism and how other people see the world that we live in. So basically, furthermore, we'll press on with the video, and hopefully, guys, you'll get a better understanding of this video and go away with something new that you've learned. So hopefully this will help and help others out there. Autism is a mental condition present from early childhood. It characterises great difficulty in communication and forming relationships in other people. People with autism, they see, hear and feel the world a lot differently to what we see and feel and hear the world. It's not a disease, it's not an illness. It's in fact it's a spectrum condition. According from what I've heard, that we all are on that autistic spectrum somewhere in our life. You know, it could be very, very small, it could be very, very big, and it depends on where you are on that spectrum. To people with autism, the world can not only be a challenging place, but it can be a scary one. And obviously, like, we live day to day. You know, I get up, I have my breakfast, I go to work, I deal with different type of people. I'm in retail, so I can deal with customers, lorry drivers, sorting out paperwork, meeting new people, new managers, all that type of stuff, which can be a bit nervy at times with probably new managers and all that, but like majority of the time it's my job and you get used to it and things, you know, become the norm really. But unfortunately for people with autism, especially like my sister, everyday life can be very, very hard, and you know, going out down to the shops like we would just sort of, oh, we'll go to the shops today, grab our bags or whatever and head down to the shops. Now, we don't really think anything of it, but for someone with autism, you know, they've got a lot more going on in their mind. They're getting on, will it be busy? Will there be many people? Will I know what I want? Do I know what I want? Why am I going down there? Do I have money? You know, have I done my other jobs first? Which is about routine, which we'll get to in a minute. You know, there's a lot more going on in their mind. Like for us, we literally just go. But to people with autism, a lot of the time, there's a lot more going on in there, and they have a lot more worry and a lot more anxiety building up inside them. And we need to understand that we could be if you're with someone with autism, or someone who suffers with autism, and you've just met them, and you just think, oh, let's go down to the shops, and you're trying to be really nice, but then all of a sudden they're getting really anxious and really stressed. Don't worry, it's not actually about, you know, it's not you that's causing them stress, or if you don't understand what's going on. The idea is just to take a deep breath, understand that they find things a lot harder than you do and a lot more challenging, and you've just got to be there for them and say, it's alright, if you don't want to go today, that's fine, we can go another day, and hopefully this will calm them. They might still go with you, or they might choose to go another day. So it's not, you know, it's not giving them a push. You should never push them too much. You should never, you know, you probably encourage them a little bit maybe, but if they don't want to go, do not push them, because, you know, that's like, for example, say you're scared of roller coasters and you don't want to go on this roller coaster. People keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, but you have a real, you know, proper anxiety over this. You're absolutely terrified and you just can't do it. You know, feel like that and how terrified you would be. It's the same thing, it's just not a roller coaster. For example, as we're talking about, it's shopping. Stuff like that. Social communication. Moving on to... No. Yeah. social communication. So moving on to the lines of social communication, people with autism may find or not understand, say, the normal things that we do in everyday life. So facial expressions, tones of our voice, jokes, or even sarcasm. These can be mixed messages to people, and they don't get where you're coming from sometimes. And this can also lead to stressful and confusing situations. For example, if you're having a joke with them or being sarcastic, they actually might take it seriously, and I mean seriously, and depending on what you say, you might end up, you know, creating a very big problem and end up getting them very stressed and very agitated. You've just got to make sure, you know, tell them that you're joking if you can, if you've gone too far, or just think before you say something to them. I know sometimes it can be hard, but, you know, once again, reassure them, say, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to, you know, I do apologise, I do forget, and, you know, or change the subject and get them thinking about something else, and then they'll forget about what they're on about, and they'll get, you know, it might be an interest that they like, and they'll start talking about the interest instead. It's kind of this thing where it is hard, and I've lived my entire life, so to speak. My sister's 5 years younger than me, but it is my whole life that I've lived with my sister. You know, I love her to pieces. She's a good girl. She's got a good heart, and a lot of them have a good heart. You know, they all have a good heart. They just want to be treated the same, and people should not treat them any differently. Sometimes, I know I'm going backtracking on this, but sometimes, yeah, in a way you do have to treat them differently, in the sense that you might have to be a little bit careful of what you say, or careful of what you do, or, you know, things like that. But you need to understand that, you know, they're no different to any other human being out there. You know, you just got to understand. And the one thing with autism I'd like to add is this next one, which is routine. And as you see it pop up there, and yeah, routine to probably, I think it's like 98% of the human race, routine is massive. You know, every person wakes up in the morning, say, like, for example, I'll do my example. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I go downstairs, I take the dog out, bring the dog back in, have something to eat, get my lunch, go to the car, jump in the car. I will then go to work, open up, and potter about and do all the exact same routine jobs that I do. And every single person does the exact same thing. A lot of the time, you will know where certain people are in the day because there's a routine. Now, this is just the same in an autism sufferer's life, but routine is stricter. So instead of you sort of going along with your daily life, you could probably do something and then you break that routine. So you're going to work, you're doing the same things you do at 8 o'clock in the morning, but then all of a sudden, they've given you the day off, the rest of the day off. So you end up going, oh, okay, and you'll finish work, be really happy, merry, you'll go home, probably get changed, go out, probably go to the pub, or go for a bike ride, or, I don't know, go see friends, family, and you know, that's wicked. That's a bit of a break up in the day, a bit of a change. But to someone with autism, that can freak the hell out of them. You know, you can't just drop a routine, like stop a whole routine for somebody like that. They don't understand. You know, it freaks them out, and it's understandable, because they're like, well, I'm doing this at this time, I'm doing this at this time, and in their head they've already got their day planned. It's a good way of like releasing the stress and the confusion and what the hell is going on, you know, in the future, in the day ahead. You know, so you know what you're doing a day ahead. A lot of people like it. A lot of people like to know what's going on ahead of them in every day. And for example, you know, if they could come downstairs and you've moved something that they put in the place, or you're sat in the place, so they're laying the table and they go to lay the table, but you're sat in the chair that they're originally going to sit in, and you don't move and you don't cooperate, and then they're like, what do I do? Because I sit there and I have my dinner, and then I take the plates in and I wash the plates and I dry them with my dad, and then I'll go upstairs and probably play on my iPad. if you're sat there, you disrupt that and everything backdates. So what they were doing at this time ends up being at this time, and then they overlap into night time, so they go to bed stressed and frustrated because they haven't finished the jobs, you know, that they were meant to do. And on the video that you've seen, the intro video, a lot of that I've done, the footage that I've done, Amy helped me with it. Obviously she wasn't doing it at the time, but she did it for the filming, and that is something she would do in general things. She would do the colouring, she would do the laying the table at the same time. She would, you know, like 3:45, she'd take the dog out for a walk. All that type of stuff is routine. So, you know, you just got to understand that. All in all, guys, this is a quick video to explain to you guys what it's like in the life of an autistic sufferer. You know, they're no different to anyone else. They just find life a little bit more challenging than the rest of us. You know, they're not bad people. They're not horrible people. They have, you know, they are no different. So it doesn't matter on facial expressions. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter if they don't understand something. We're all different. So why should they be any different? You know, they're still loving, they're still caring, they're still funny. They are some of the, probably, in my honest opinion, they are some of the funniest people in the world and the most cleverest people in the world, and should not be undermined. You know, there's people, I call it the superpower. I call it the superpower. I always said to my sister, the superpower, hers is memory. Seriously, you know, if you're watching this and you do suffer from autism, don't feel like you're alone. You are not alone. Like, there's 700,000 people and more, way more, that are diagnosed with autism, no matter on whatever spectrum. And, you know, there's people out there that understand, and ignore anyone that points at you, talks about you, whispers. They're all morons and don't understand, and this is why I'm doing this video, so people will watch this video and understand, or at least try to understand, what it's about. You know? It is hard to watch, and I have gone through times where I just wanted to wrap my hands around people's throats. You know? But it's not worth it. And this, like I say, this is tributed to my sister, who isn't here at the moment. She's out doing her routine. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. It means an incredible lot to me. This is a big part of my life and her life, and obviously seeing the dog, because Bobby is the best thing ever that to happen to her, as well as all of our other animals. He is fantastic with her. He knows when she's stressed. He tells everyone when she's not, you know, feeling great. He'll come and paw you. He's brilliant, and I had to add him into this video. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go away now because I've spoke way too much. Hopefully it's all good information though. I'm going to pop the kettle on, and thanks a lot, guys. You take care now.